if I didn't stay up all night studying for this one.
Why? It's gonna be a piece of cake. Just talk about our city, make sense, or be sensible, or whatever.
Yeah, homelessness and jobs, this can't be too hard.
When do we start?
On the hour. That's in 30 seconds, so I'll introduce you and we'll start.
Okay.
You look crazy familiar. Do you have like a brother or something?
Yeah. He's busy right now, so he asked me to fill in.
Cool. It was Mike. No. Mitchell. Fucking definitely was not his name. Benny! It was Benny!
Ben.
Oh.
Pretty close.
So you should probably know, that even though I did do things with your brother, I don't want that to make our friendship
Okay,
awkward
guys.
or anything.
We're looking good.
I still think you're really cool.
We're going live in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Curl Up and Die, the once hilarious hair and makeup podcast that is everything and anything but that now. Today, we're going to be talking to our guests about the homelessness issues in our city and what's being done about it, and how jobs are likely the best way to fewer people living on the streets.
Involuntarily, I want to make sure that we understand that homelessness is not a lifestyle, right? These are desperate situations, and it was the last resort.
Yes. Well, that is Emmy, who is a student at our fair college and who seems to be an advocate for misunderstood, underprivileged, and those who are a target of racism, bigotry, and other forms of oppression. Did I get that right, Em?
Yeah, that about covers it. And again, I want to make sure that we understand that these homeless guys are just lazy and looking for a handout ain't gonna fly here, all right? I mean, there are a lot of reasons for being homeless that are out of our control. I mean, one that we might not even think of is being gay or coming out. A lot of times, more than I would really like to think about, their parents immediately throw them out of the house. And of course, they're going to end up on the streets. I mean,
Yeah, that's true. And we also have Reese Williams. Reese is a good friend of the program and also an advocate for the homeless. Hi, Reese. Welcome to the program.
Thanks, Amanda. It's a pleasure being here. And I have to agree with Emmy here. Homelessness is not a choice, just like being gay is not a choice. I feel like we, as young explorers of the 21st century, we should set out our ways in society and see how we fit into it, and possibly even save it as well.
That's a great way to put it. As young people, we are advocates and explorers of our lives, our sexuality, our history, our politicians. So that is why talking about this topic is so important. So I want to ask you guys, what do you think we should do about the homeless issues? Reese?
I think the first step is that we need to get them off the street and into some care.
yes, physical care, as in a clean place to live and running water and a doctor to check out the situation.
And mental care too.
Yes, mental health professionals have solved this issue, homelessness, long ago. We need free mental health screenings or free inexpensive drugs for dealing with mental disorders like bipolarism or schizophrenia.
Dementia and, self-esteem and self-love are important things to talk about as well. I mean, many of these people have lost their families long ago.
So, what's Ben been up to these days? Is he doing pretty good?
Oh, like I said, he's busy.
Good. Okay, good.
Decent to know.
Too busy for other girls, I'm sure. Do you think he didn't come because of me?
Okay, guys, it looks like we have a caller.
I guess so. Oh wow, the texts are coming in. Looks like we're famous.
Okay, let's take a call. Hello? Who are we speaking to?
Yeah, I'm Doobie. I've been living in this town for many years. Once a few years back, I was homeless. But you have to understand, Homeless is not what we should be calling it. It should be called on the effing street, in the effing snow, with no place to go.
I hear you, man. I want to hear more.
Well, I had a job and a home, and I shared it with my babe. But relationships end. Not a big deal for most, but now I had to make rent, ×2. And what the hell? You guessed it, my job got cut. And I only made minimum. And just like that, I was out by the end of the week.
Out? You mean out? Did you have another option? Savings or another place to go?
Savings? Savings is for rich folks. Most Americans don't have more than $300 in the bank.
Yes, this is true. The average American household has about $41,600 in their savings. But get this, 64% of Americans, 64% only have about $400 in their savings for emergencies. That's like a third of my rent.
Holy shit.
Well, there I was. About $100. My door was locked, and my stuff was impounded. I grabbed my sleeping bag and a can opener.
Where did you go?
I headed for the park. And when they rushed us out of the park after dark, I headed for a heating vent.
I'm so sorry, man.
But I'm thinking too, don't we have homes or places where these people can go? No human should be exposed to the elements 24/7. And yet the park is full of people that need shelter. It's pretty obvious we have a problem here.
There is a shelter. I mean, I'm sure they know about it, even if you don't. It's over in the 5th Ward.
But the problem there is that they rotate so many people and they have few beds. And the rule states that you can't come back 48 hours after.
So one day with a safe, clean space and 48 hours out? That's insane. How can a person function like that?
They can't. I mean, good luck trying to being qualified for a job. I mean, a person can't live like this.
Can you imagine? You're hoping to clean up for a job interview, and then the moment after you've sat with the future employer, you head back to the park? I mean, no cell phones in the park, no communication, no email. I mean, you try that, Miss Mayor. Let's see your interview results. I mean, we should have all of our politicians stay for 1 week in a shelter. We'd have 40 shelters in this town in 2 months.
Yeah, but I'm sure none of them will last a day. They can never imagine what it's like to go a day without washing your hair. I'm sure they never had to experience that. And that's fucked up.
The problem is not the shelter. The problem is that the shelter is not stabilizing enough to help the situation.
You tell
What
him,
we
girl.
have is a problem with our entire system.
Yeah, we need to get ourselves together. Not our homes or the shelter, because the shelter is not the problem. We need to get ourselves together.
Here's one. I love the idea of getting ourselves together. What a great campaign slogan.
Thanks, Bug Eyes 457. That's nice.
Oh, and here's one from by?345. Can you guys address the whole pronoun?
Sorry. Do you listen to this all the time?
Only once in a while. But I won't do it again.
No, I don't mind. I like what this person is saying. Who is she?
Curl up and die. I mean, it used to be about hair and makeup, and now I'm not really sure what it is.
I mean, how do I address this to my boss?
I think we can probably dedicate a whole segment to that. Maybe next week. Does it sound good for you? Yes, cool, thanks. Well, I think we're getting somewhere. Well, let's go back to our panel and talk about this homelessness issue a little bit more. Can anyone out there or on our panel let us know if there's any kind of resources for someone who is losing their home or has recently lost it?
Sure. There are many federal and state organizations that.
Doris, send me a link to that podcast. And what was it called again?
Curl up and die.
Die. As in dead?
No, as in die.
Oh, right. Yes, I think she's on to something. These young people, they're listening to each other on these podcasts instead of listening to more important people like me.
Okay, I'm with you. And that's not the only reason why people aren't listening to you. Podcasts are everywhere, and they're for everybody.